Hi everyone, it's Mark here from Pajama Planet Studios. I wanted to take you through a new product we've launched today called the Clanky Metal Bass. I thought I'd take some time today to show you how this MIDI instrument can be used in a mix, especially when you do not have a bass guitar at hand or a bassist and you want to write some heavy metal. The Clanky Metal Bass is a MIDI bass instrument built for the full version of Native Instruments KONTAKT 6. This plugin has been built to take away a lot of the effort on your part. It's already been amped, it's already been mixed, it's ready to go. The bass guitar ranges over 2.5 octaves, and it has 3 velocity layers in which the strings were hit with a varying amount of attack. Right, so I'm busy working on a song here by a guy called Jesse Kuhn, and the song sounds like this. Here are the drums. All right, here are the guitars. Go to the same place and let's add in the synths that were written, and why not the effects as well. Cool, this is going to be fun. Some no-nonsense metalcore. So this song doesn't have any bass guitar in it, so what Jesse did was write the notes in MIDI that he wanted a bass guitar to play. So what I'm going to do is load up the Clanky Metal Bass, right, active, and I'm going to drag his MIDI notes into the channel. I'm going to solo that channel and press play and see what we have. Okay, so I can hear he's written towards the top end of the octave range for what seems to be part of the intro, and then he's dropped down to the low octave range for when the main riff kicks in. Alright, so I'm going to go into the MIDI notes that were written, and I can see that all of the notes at the moment are sitting in the first velocity range. Velocity range 1 is from 0 to 60, number 2 is from 61 to 100, and number 3 is 101 to 127. So I'm going to immediately pop these intro notes into the second velocity layer, sort of low down in the range, so about 70, and already it sounds like this. Already more aggressive, sounding great. The next section is the main riff. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to take that whole section and put that whole section into the uppermost velocity range, 127. This is probably going to sound a bit silly. I don't know if anybody could play it realistically with that much attack, so what I'm going to do is humanize this a bit. I'm going to take all of the notes that aren't the low root note and drop those down into the upper range of the second velocity layer, and then we can hear still doesn't sound very natural. So what I think we should do is keep the accents where they should be, which are these notes, I believe. Keep those towards the low end of the highest velocity range. So let's go 105. And then I'm going to take the other in-betweensies and I'm going to put those at the upper end of the second. So now we have this. Much more natural sounding already, and you can hear those nice accents coming through when they should. Right, so I'm going to quickly go through the song and make the changes I need to. Alright, so I've gone through the song and changed what I thought I needed to. Right, so now I'm going to go into the plugin itself again and look at the individual features that it has. First, we have a knob that blends in your desired amount of the original DI signal to give you that extra bit of clarity and clank that you might want in your tone. And then we have a 3-band EQ for the amped signal. Here's an example of using the DI blend. Just a little bit of extra pop. I think that's a good level there. The guitars in the song are quite sucked in the mid-range, so I'm going to pump a little bit of the mid-range in the amped tone, and let's give a little bit more low end. And the guitars have quite a lot of high end to them, so I'm going to counteract that by lowering it in the bass. So now we have... Great, happy with that. We then have a compressor, which I see I've already put on the channel, with probably about 2 to 3 dBs of gain reduction. Even though I've gone through the notes and humanized all the velocities, it's nice to have a compressor on there just to squash everything together just a little more to make sure it's a bit more even. All right, I want to hear this with some drums. The last thing I want to show you is a send effect channel called the band room, which I like to do usually, where I send incremental amounts of each channel into this the send channel, and I like to create the sound of what it would be like listening to this band if you were standing back at the bar and having a beer or a cordial. I've done this by squashing the signal with a limiter, then adding reverb, and then adding another reverb. And that all together, to me, sounds like you're listening to this song from far away in a club. And what I do is then blend that in with the song, and to me it makes the song just have a little bit more of a live feel, and it feels like you're kind of back in a club listening to a bit of heavy metal. So all together. Low bass and bass back. Yeah. If you do not have a bass guitar, if you do not have a bassist at your disposal, and you want to write some heavy metal and have that beefy, gritty, aggressive, clanky bass low end in your song, grab yourself the Clanky Metal Bass by Pajama Planet Studios and get writing that metal today.